Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin with breaking news. Authorities in Barnes County, North Dakota are now trying to find another inmate. Officials say Tyler Delmore is an inmate at the Barnes County Correctional Facility. He was released at 10:15 Monday morning for work and was supposed to return at 10 last night, but did not. Authorities can't find him. If you have any information, please contact the Barnes County Sheriff's Office at this phone number, 845-8530.
I think this is costing my kids too much to not go back to school.
School leaders will be making major decisions this week regarding the upcoming school year. At this time, we still don't know for sure if students in Fargo and West Fargo will be going back to the classroom. Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero spoke to parents about the conversations they're having right now with their children.
In a few days, Fargo and West Fargo Public Schools will reveal whether students will be back in the classroom. Christina Hemmer has 2 kids at Davies High School and she prefers them in class.
The long-term gains for them academically outweigh the risk of them getting COVID.
Hemmer says her kids get more out of their education in person than online.
That's probably been the piece that we've been preparing for the most, of still being ready to do school at home, still being prepared that they might not go back to school.
While Hemmer understands school administrators don't have it easy making a decision, she says remote learning last year was exhausting. Other Fargo parents don't want their kids back in class. John Douglas has 2 kids enrolled at Jefferson Elementary.
Feel like I should have to gamble with my children's lives for a political standpoint. I think it's all about health and it's about the children's safety.
Douglas says his kids want to go back. Still, he won't allow it.
We as parents, we got to step up our game and we got to make the decision for them. That's our job as their parents, is to protect them.
Under the proposed plan Fargo released last week, elementary students could be back on school grounds for a few days as middle and high school students work strictly online. Families would have the option of remote learning.
Told her she'll probably have to wear a mask if she does go to school.
Elisa Williams is a 7th grader in Grand Forks Schools, and she just wants a plan.
I think the kids emotionally need to go back to school, but, physically and possibly getting sick, I don't think it's worth the risk.
She says her daughter also wants to go back. In Fargo, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
The Minnesota Department of Education is planning to announce its plans for the upcoming school year on Thursday. Lots of sunshine, a great day to be outside. Let's check in with Nathan to find out how this evening looks in our First Alert forecast. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Andrea. Yeah, that's pretty much what we had today. Sunshine, pleasant temperatures, a fantastic day to be out and about here across the Red River Valley and points into northern Minnesota as well. A live look at our Valley Skycam showing downtown Fargo. Some sunshine and some clear skies out there on this Monday. And satellite and radar, of course, backs that up, that yes, things are clear and quiet for us this evening. We do have a few spotty clouds up and toward the Lake of the Woods, but really nothing too concerning for us as we go about our business on this Tuesday. Temperatures in northern Minnesota, the coolest 75 in Roseau and in Baudette, 76 Thief River Falls and Bemidji. The warmer areas in the Southern Valley for our friends in Sisseton at 83 degrees and Aberdeen also at 84 degrees. If you are stepping out and about, we'll let you know what you can expect for the rest of the night tonight. Little hint, it is quiet. But of course, we'll break that down hour by hour for you coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, thanks, Nathan. An airman is now facing charges in connection with the deadly shooting at a Grand Forks Air Force Base. 21-year-old Daisha Hurd is charged with unlawful purchase and transfer of a firearm and false statements. Investigators say Hurd purchased a gun for 19-year-old Julian Torres on May 5th. It's the same gun that Torres used to kill 21-year-old Natasha Aposhin and himself on June 1st. Investigators say Torres killed Aposhin during a verbal argument. She is scheduled to appear in federal court for a preliminary hearing on August 10th at 2 in the afternoon. Moorhead police are reminding you to lock your vehicles after reports of car break-ins this morning. Police say they took 4 reports in the area around Ellen Hopkins Elementary School. One person called police after they heard their car alarm go off. None of the reports showed broken windows or doors, implying the vehicles were left unlocked. Authorities say the best way to discourage a thief is to take out your valuables and lock your vehicle. If you see anything suspicious in your neighborhood, go ahead and call police. The search continues for a 15-year-old girl who was reported missing on Saturday. Maricela Ruiz is about 5'5", 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a black T-shirt with a yellow smiley face that says "Stay Trippy," black sweatpants, and white Adidas sandals. She has a tattoo on her right chest area and one on her right middle finger. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Ruiz. A proposed class action lawsuit is accusing the country's largest for-profit hospice company of putting profits ahead of patients. Investigative correspondent Anna Werner spoke with one employee who says she was labeled an essential worker and told to make in-person sales visits during the pandemic.
What's happening is wrong.
What Christina Eisenacher says needs to stop are the practices of her own employer, Vitas Healthcare, the nation's largest for-profit hospice company.
I didn't want to speak out, but there was really no choice when people's lives are at stake.
Eisenacher worked as a sales representative, visiting medical facilities to get referrals for hospice patients. But in mid-March, Bay Area counties issued shelter-in-place orders due to the pandemic. So Eisenacher says she was surprised when, just a few days later, she got this robocall from her employer.
All Vitas staff are considered essential healthcare workers. Report to work as scheduled. Governor's stay-at-home order does not apply.
Do you think you were essential?
No.
Neither, she says, did some of her clients.
So they didn't want you there?
They didn't want us there.
Because of that and her own respiratory problems, Eisenacher refused and some weeks later sued. Kay Van Way is Eisenacher's attorney.
Let's be clear that this is healthcare sales. This is not rendering healthcare services to patients.
Yet text messages we obtained show Vitas salespeople visiting multiple Bay Area nursing homes and doctors' offices during the pandemic. They took numerous selfies with healthcare workers, some bringing gifts of pizza, chicken, or donuts. Another email shows a manager running a weekend referral contest, saying whoever gets the most selfies with medical personnel could win. Vitas would not comment on Eisenacher's case or do an interview, but in a statement it said representatives work directly with healthcare partners to educate them and support hospice care transitions. Our representatives are critical to ensuring access to hospice care for healthcare partners and thereby hospice-eligible patients, making them essential workers in the healthcare system.
In response to the lawsuit filed last week, Vitas says it has not violated any law or regulation and denied the allegations. If you plan on traveling to Chicago anytime soon, you should know that North Dakota has now been added to a list of states where visitors to Chicago are required to quarantine. Under the emergency travel order, anyone visiting the city from a state experiencing a new surge of COVID-19 cases will be required to quarantine for 14 days. Missouri, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and North Dakota were added to the growing list of states this morning. North Dakota is experiencing 15 to 20 daily infections per 100,000 people. 18 other states are already on the quarantine list. We have updated numbers of COVID-19 cases in our area. In North Dakota, the health department is reporting 157 new cases with a 3.6% daily positivity rate. In Minnesota, the health department is reporting 480 new cases. To get a full breakdown of the number of deaths, please go to our website, valleynewslive.com. Partisan battle lines are quickly forming over a newly proposed Senate Republican coronavirus relief bill, and federal unemployment benefits are part of that dispute. The GOP Senate majority wants to reduce the weekly federal payment from $600 to $200 through September, when a combined federal and state benefit would target replacing 70% of previous wages. They claim it's fair to workers still on the job and argue the $600 weekly payment creates an incentive for many workers to stay home. However, Democrats continue to express their differences.
Let them eat cake. That's what New Yorkers think. That's what New Yorkers think. That's what Americans think. Let them eat cake. Shame, shame on our Republican friends.
The federal $600 weekly benefit runs out on Friday when a previous aid package expires, and with many Republicans opposed to provisions in the $1 trillion GOP bill, it is unlikely new legislation will be signed into law by week's end. The Airport Authority, in partnership with the Fargo Police Department, will be conducting an active shooter exercise at Hector International Airport tomorrow. The exercise is set to begin at 9:15 in the morning, and its purpose is to train airport terminal employees for an active shooter event in a safe and controlled environment. The drill will be conducted between flights. It will not cause any disruption to normal operations. The already shortened Major League Baseball season is dealing with yet another blow. That's still to come on Valley News Live at 5.
And I said earlier it's going to stay quiet this evening, and here's how quiet it's going to be. Clear skies for us in Fargo, cooling into the 70s and into the 60s eventually there by the 11 o'clock hour. Light north winds as well. And same can be said for our friends in Grand Forks. Plenty of clear sky and down around 60 by 1 a.m. I'll have your full forecast next.